Hi children, I'm back with the third and the last comprehension. That is the part of the story Jalebis, which is from the book It So Happened. And the story is chapter number 8 and it's written by Ahmed Nadeem Qasmi. A quick recap of what happened in the first two parts. There is a boy, a small boy, and he is in standard 5th in a government school. He has got 4 rupee coins in his pocket, and he gets that greed or desire to have some fresh made jalebis in the market. His coins which are there in the pocket, they are fighting with each other and at the same time provoking him. At the end of the first comprehension, he is too troubled with the temptation which has been evoked by the coins, and he just runs towards the market to have the jalebis. In the second comprehension, it was stated that this boy who feels that he will be able to pay the fees which has to be paid to the teacher by the scholarship money which he would be getting, but he did not get the scholarship money. It has to be given by the school at the in the next month or at the end of the month, and so he's in a fix from where to pay the fees money. So what he does is during the recess time, he just moves out of the school and heads straight away to the railway station, and he doesn't know what to do. So this is the quick summary of the first two comprehensions, that is the first two parts, and now we are coming to the third part of the story. There was a shade-giving tree beside the railway tracks. I sat under it and wondered whether there could possibly be a more unfortunate child than me in this world. This child is really dejected, sad, and he really doesn't know what to do, where to go. He has spent his money in having jalebis, and now the money is not coming back through scholarship or the funds which he had thought he would be gaining from the school, and from where to pay the fees. And so many fears and so many apprehensions are actually just hovering over his head and brain. That is the reason he has run away from the school, and he feels today that he is the most unfortunate child because he doesn't have the solution to his problem. When the coins had first created a racket in my pocket, the entire matter seemed so simple and straightforward. Initially, when he listened to hit the coins, which were just doing the khanak khanak, if you remember, in his pocket, they just, what is racket? Racket is a loud noise. They created a loud noise in the pocket, which actually he comprehended that loud noise of the coins as the provocation to just give in to the temptation of eating jalebis. According to this child now, the coins are only responsible for him just spending the money and eating the jalebis and even distributing the jalebis. He just thought that the matter was very simple: eat jalebis, then pay the fee money through the funds which were coming the next day, but it did not fall the way he had thought. Eat jalebis with the fee money and then pay the fees with the scholarship money. That is what his plan was. It was a very simple plan, but it did not work at all. I thought that 2 and 2 added up to 4 and could never be 5. He had just given it a simple thought. As a child, as a small child, how calculative one can be. He just thought that, okay, jalebis eaten, kaam khatam. But now, what will happen to the fee money? Okay, scholarship money is coming, kaam khatam again. But what about what has happened today? Now there is no solution, so he is completely perplexed. How was I to know that sometimes it added up to 5 as well? He just thought that it is a simple calculation, but calculation went all wrong. Had I known that I would get the scholarship the next month, he was clueless about this fact that he would not be getting the scholarship this month. The scholarship was coming the next month. Now imagine if you have to make a payment to someone tomorrow and you are just just trusting some other source which would be giving you that payment money, and that source fails or does not deliver on time. So what is your condition? You are completely chaos in your brain. You are completely apprehended. At the same time, you can't share it with anybody because whatever you have done was your own deed. Nobody was involved in that. The same thing has happened to this boy. It was his deed to eat the jalebis. It was his decision, which was a wrong decision. He thought of it, but again he gave in to the temptation. He gave in to the temptation, and now he is at a crossroad, what to do, what not to do. I would have postponed my jalebi eating program to the next month as well. Now he is thinking that I should have, done it differently. I should have just not eaten the jalebis at that moment. Maybe instead of just postponing my fees giving, I would have rescheduled my jalebi eating to the next month. Now, for the crime of eating a few jalebis for the first time in my life, I was absent from school and crouching in the shade of a tree in a deserted corner of a railway station. Now, since this boy is in trouble, deep trouble, he is blaming himself up and down, in and out. And he feels that he has committed a crime, not a mistake, a crime, a big crime. And the crime was eating jalebis. And after eating jalebis, what is the consequence? What is the after effect? The after effect is that he has to be absent from the school, which he has never done, because as I told you, he is a very promising and honest student, honest boy. But now he's absent from the school. Another crime one after the other, mistake one after the other. And crouching in the shade of a tree in a deserted corner of the railway station. What is crouching? Crouching is just sitting in such a way that you are hidden from the world. You are just, in your own, and you don't want to be seen by the world. And he is sitting under the tree in a deserted corner of a railway station. Sitting there under the tree, at first I felt like crying. Oh, poor baby. He just thought that, he was so pitiable, he was so disturbed, so pensive, that the best idea or the best way of ventilating himself was to just get more and more drained and just get into weeping, get into crying. Then I felt like laughing when it struck me that the tears I was shedding were not tears but drops of jalebi syrup. Another imagination. And now this boy is a small boy. Small kids are full of imaginations. As we grow up, our imaginations get contaminated because we have to do multitasking here and there, think of so many things. But children, they are full of imaginations, weird, wild, funny, all kinds of imaginations. So this boy has funny imagination here, that the tears which he's actually shedding, the ones which are coming out of the eyes, are not teardrops, these are jalebi syrup. The sweet drops of the jalebi syrup come out, and that makes him smile. From the jalebis, my thoughts went to the feast, and from feast to Master Ghulam Muhammad's cane, and from his cane I thought of God. So one after the other, it started with the tears, then tears are sweet jalebi syrup that made him smile, and then from jalebis it went to the feast. Oh my God, again feast has not been paid. And then from feast to Master Ghulam Muhammad, who was a very, very strict teacher, very firm teacher. His cane is a stick or a baton from which the kids were beaten in early days. I don't know if they're beaten now or not. And when I was in school, my principal always used to have a cane in his hand, and I was like dead scared of it. And from his cane, I thought of God. So ultimately, this started from the jalebi syrup, and again he's thinking of God, because he is a very humble and a religious boy, and he feels that God can sort any problem. I closed my eyes and began to pray. That was the last resort, maybe. Allah Mia, I'm a very good boy. I have memorized the entire namaz. Now he is trying to tell God what is all good about him. So he is saying first thing, and this could be a good question, that what all he tells Allah Mia. So he says, telling Allah Mia, I'm a very good boy. First thing, now consider this, that I'm a good boy. Secondly, I have memorized the entire namaz. Namaz is the prayer which Muslims do. It's a holy prayer. So I have memorized. It's a tough thing, but he has done it as a child. I even know the last 10 surahs of the Quran by heart. Again, some Urdu words are here, so we will have to understand them. So last 10 surahs of the Quran, he had learned by heart. And again, it's a tough thing for a child to do. If you wish, I can recite the entire Ayat al-Kursi for you just now. Ayat al-Kursi, probably, it is given in the meanings title of a verse in the Holy Quran. He had learned even that lengthy a thing for his recitation. He was ready to recite even that to please the gods, to please Allah Mia. The need of your devoted servant is only the fees money that I ate the jalebis with. And he's just ready to tell the namaz, he's ready to tell the last 10 surahs, he's ready to narrate or recite the ayat al-kursi. Only thing he wants is the fee money, that is the 4 rupee coins or 4 rupees in any form. So all right, I admit my mistake. I admit I made a mistake. Now this is the child, he's just trying to get in terms to God. Okay. He's just talking. This is a one-sided conversation. It is a monologue kind of thing which is coming from his mouth, but at the same time, somewhere he feels, he's so honest, so innocent, he feels that he's talking to Allah Mia and Allah Mia is responding in some or the other way. I didn't eat them all by myself. One more point is important here. Did he eat the jalebis by himself? No. He shared it with others, shared the jalebis with the poor, the beggar, the underprivileged, the boys and girls and children of the street, of the gully. So I did not eat them. I did not pick them for myself. I did not buy them for myself. I just distributed them. So if I'd known the scholarship money would be given next month, I would neither have eaten them nor fed them to the others. Had I known this fact that the scholarship money is not coming to me this month, I would have never dared to just pick a single jalebi piece. But since I was not aware, I did this. I picked up for myself, I picked up for others. So it's not a wrong deed to do. Now you do one thing. Now he's just trying to make a compromise or make a deal with the God, with Allah Mia. Do one thing. Just put 4 rupees in my bag. This is so cute. If there's a paisa more than 4 rupees, I will be very displeased with you. He's just showing and expressing his honesty in such a beautiful and grandeur way that okay, only 4 rupees, not a paisa. Paisa is the Indian currency, the coins. Not even a single paisa extra I want for myself. I just want 4 rupees. If you give extra paisa, extra money, I'm sorry, I'm going to get annoyed with you. No, this is not possible. I promise if I ever eat sweets with my fees money again, then let a thief's punishment be my punishment. If I ever do this crime again, this mistake again, then whatever punishment you have decided for a thief, give the same punishment to me. But for now, please God, please Allah Mia, give me that fee money. So Allah Mia, just this once, help me out. Just help me out. There is no shortage of anything in your treasury. You have a treasure in your heavens. So you can give me just 4 rupees. 4 rupees is nothing for you. You are the king of all the worlds. So even our chaprasi, now who is the chaprasi? Chaprasi is a peon, takes a whole lot of money home every month. Even the chaprasi who is working there. Now chaprasi, you can't say that chaprasi is a low category person. You can say that chaprasi is somebody who is a very meager person as far as money is concerned. He doesn't earn much. But now he is just talking about the chaprasi, the peon, that he takes a lot of money home every month. And Allah ji, after all, I am the nephew of a big officer. Won't you give me just 4 rupees? All tantrums, all from all sides, he's trying to convince Allah Mia that I'm a good boy. I have just, I'm a holy boy. I'm religious enough to just narrate or recite Ayat al-Kursi. And this is the first mistake. I distributed it to others, not just meant for me. And if I do it again, you can just punish me as you can punish a thief. And so what's another thing for him? That even the chaprasi takes, and I am the nephew of a very a person who is a very big officer. So you can't deny this. You can't deny my status. I'm a person of status. I'm a boy of status. Won't you give me just 4 rupees? 4 rupees is nothing for Allah Mia. After the prayer, I offered namaz. He's just, after all these things in his prayer, he just offered namaz to Allah Mia, recited 10 surahs, Ayat al-Kursi, Kalma Tayyib. These are all the religious things and religious, you can say, verses which are there, which are just maybe recited and narrated by the Muslims. In fact, everything that I remembered. So he is such a good boy that he is trying to please Allah Mia with all his compassion, with all his honesty. It's just a promising act. He is being more and more honest. Then I blew over my bag saying, chew. And then he just blew over his bag, because he feels that after doing so much, after just reciting all these religious lines, and after convincing God so much, Allah Mia so much, definitely Allah Mia will put some money, that is 4 rupees, in my bag. So he just blew over the bag and said, chew. Then, after saying Bismillah, Bismillah, in the name of God, words spoken before starting something. So, Bismillah means you are remembering the God. Then after saying Bismillah, I realized that what they said was only too true. No one can erase what fate has decreed. Forget 4 rupees. There weren't even 4 paise in my bag. So he said Bismillah, that means, oh God, just make it happen. But he says that, people, elders, they always say whatever is in your fate, whatever is in these lines, in the lines of your hands, it can never be reduced or decreased or increased for that matter. 4 rupees are, little too much. There was not even a single paisa. There was not even a single currency. There was not even a single coin in the bag. Just a few textbooks and notebooks. Whatever there was, it was still there. 1 pencil, 1 sharpener, 1 Eid card my mamu had sent me last Eid. Eid is a religious festival of Muslim, and his mamu had sent him a card. So what all was there in the bag? Let's just count it out. Few textbooks, notebooks, 1 pencil, 1 sharpener, 1 Eid card which was given to him by his mamu last Eid. I felt like crying as loudly as I could. Now he was disheartened. He had given up the hope of being helped. But then I remembered that school must have ended and the children must be on their way home. Suddenly this clicked to him again. Oh, the school would be ended and everybody would be going home, and I am here sitting at the railway station just praying to Allah Mia, I need to go home as well. Tired and defeated. What was his condition once he did not find a single penny in his bag? He was tired and he was defeated. I got up from there and walked to the bazaar and waited for the school bell to ring, so that when the children came out, I too would walk home with them as if I had come straight from the school. He had to pretend that he was in the school and he would be walking with the other children so that nobody even notices that he was absent from the school for so long. I didn't even realize that I was standing near the jalebi wala's shop. While he was waiting for the other students to come, he was standing near the jalebi wala's shop, and he was so lost in his all those sad and pensive and dejected thoughts that he did not even realize that jalebi wala was there. Suddenly the halwai called out. Halwai is the person who sells jalebis or who sells any sweets. Kyun bhai? Shall I weigh a rupee's worth? Kyun bhai means, what is kyun bhai? Kyun bhai is a Hindi slang, means, hey mister, shall I weigh a rupee's worth? He means jalebis. So he says that you want 1 rupee worth jalebis. Don't want jalebis today? Don't you want jalebis today? Because that the day before he had taken so many jalebis, so it was a simple and pure and obvious expectation of the jalebi wala, that is the halwai, that he would be buying more jalebis today. I felt like saying, I won't eat your jalebis today, but I'd sure like to roast your liver and eat that instead. Oh my God, he's angry. He is all furious. He's saying that don't even talk about jalebis, please, no, no, no. Instead, I would just like to roast your liver. He's just getting violet in his brain and eat that instead of jalebis. The halwai wasn't at mistake, but this boy has his own reasons for being furious. But I wasn't feeling too well that day, so I simply moved away. Instead of giving any kind of response, any reactions, any reply to the halwai, he just simply moved away. He wasn't feeling very comfortable physically and mentally because he was so drained. The next day, I did the same thing. I got dressed and left home, went up to the school gate, and then turned off to the railway station. Under the same tree, I sat and began to say the same prayers. Now it was the routine. The next day, he just got dressed up in the school uniform, went to school, and before the recess, he went off the school to the railway station. Under the same tree, he sat and offered namaz and prayers. I repeatedly pleaded. He requested to the God. He said, Allah Mia, at least give it to me today. Just give it to me today. Today is the second day. Okay, you did not give it me yesterday, but then it's okay. But today Today's a new day, so you can do something. Then I said, all right, come, let's play a game. I will go from here to that signal. You secretly place 4 rupees under this big rock. I will touch the signal and come back. What fun it'll be if I pick up the rock and find 4 rupees underneath. So are you ready? I am going towards the signal. 1, 2, 3. This is hilarious, cute, innocent. At the same time, it's very pure thought of a small boy who is just trying to plead to the God and try to convince to the God that you give me 4 rupees anyhow, you give me 4 rupees. So he is just trying to play a game with the God that he would just from this point, starting point, he would run towards the signal, and by the time he's just turned his back towards the signal, there is a rock. Allah Miya can place 4 rupees under the rock, and when he comes back he discovers 4 rupees. So he is just trying to state this, that Allah Miya, okay, you can't do it in front of me. Once I run, you can just place it so that you don't have to face me, I don't have to face you. So are you ready for that? You can place the 4 rupees under the rock. And he runs away. I went to the signal and returned smiling. Now he again was full of hope, full of expectation, and he just came smiling, and he was sure he would be getting 4 rupees now. But I could not find the courage to pick up the rock. What if the coins were not there? He was in a dilemma that, okay, I might get money, okay, I might not. What if I will not get money? He was just, fearing the dejection, the sadness which will again loom, the problem which will again be there as it is. But then I thought, what if they were? He was just 50-50. He was just thinking, I might not, and that was the thought which was just moving around in his brain. Finally, after saying Bismillah is just saying, oh God, I wish, with a lot of hopes. When I lifted up the rock, this big hairy worm got up. After just coming back running, he just came and picked up the rock, and what was there? There were 4 rupees. No. There was a big hairy worm under this, and curling and twisting wriggled towards me. This worm was just approaching this boy. I screamed and ran away and once again touched the signal. So he just ran away from that point and just touched the signal. Then crawling on my hands and knees, he was just crawling like a baby. I reached the tree. He reached the tree, and I tried best not to let my eyes stray toward the rock. He was so afraid of the worm that he never wanted to see the rock again. But as I picked up my bag and was about to leave, I had to look once again at the rock. And do you know what I saw there? He just picked up the bag and he was about to leave, but he just happened to see the rock again. And what did he see over there? I saw Mr. Worm coiled on it comfortably staring at me. So the worm was very much there, the worm which he was dead scared of. And he was just coiled and just looking at the boy, staring at the boy. I walked away thinking, tomorrow I will do wuzu. So what is wuzu? Ablution, washing face, hands and feet before praying. So he will just make it complete by doing wuzu, that is just purifying him physically by water. Wear clean clothes. So next day, what all he decided to do to please Allah Miya? One thing, he decided to do wuzu, that is cleaning himself physically with water. Second, he would wear clean clothes and come here. From morning to noon, I will keep reading the namaz. I will just read the namaz from morning to noon. I will just please the God anyhow, somehow. If even after that Allah doesn't give me 4 rupees, I will be forced to learn how to strike bargains or make deals with him. So if the God is not pleased even after my wuzu, not pleased even after my namaz, then I'll be forced to strike bargains or make deals with him. I'll have to think of some other way. That day when I returned home, apparently from school and actually from the railway station, I was caught. It was a small place, so somebody would have seen him just, bunking the school and going out of the school in the recess and moving around. So he was caught. The report of my absence had reached home. It's useless to relate what happened after that. And those were the old times. He would have got a good thrashing caning from his parents or father. So it's useless to relate. Why was it useless to relate? Because it's obvious that he would have gone through a lot of maybe a beating or thrashing or a lot of scolding. Well, whatever happened, happened. But up to the 7th or 8th standard, I kept wondering, if Allah Mia had sent me 4 rupees that day, what harm could it have possibly caused anyone? Even till 7th and 8th standard, he was just thinking that Allah Mia could have helped me. Allah Mia could have done so much for me, but he did not. What harm could have done to Allah Mia? But still, that thought was lingering on his mind. In 7th and 8th standard, imagine the innocence of children in those times, that they still feel that God would help me with this and that. Things today are completely different. I would say intelligence has prevailed now. So it was only later that I came to the conclusion that if Allah Mia were to provide all for the asking, then man would even today be living in the nests like vultures and crows and would not have learned the art of making jalebis. Now this last line is really important. He grew up and he came to this conclusion that if Allah Mia starts providing to whatever we ask for, whatever we seek, whatever we desire from the world, or Allah Mia, it will be entire chaotic. It will be a chaos situation, because even today the men would be living in nests like vultures and crow. The man would never grow up to be such an intelligent, humble being, because asking from God and being granted the same would completely rotten the human brain and would not have learned the art of making jalebis. A man would have never grown in any ways. Even when it comes to making jalebis, it's an art, it's a creation, and man, after being given whatever he desires, would not have got into this venture of making jalebis. So this was the story for you by Ahmad Nadeem Kasmi, Jalebis, into 3 parts. I would be going with the comprehension check very soon. And I am sure you love the story. It's funny, it's humorous, it has given me a lot of motivation. I'm sure it's given you a lot of motivation as well. Do keep sharing. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.